Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today we have an exciting and detailed unboxing and review of an innovative lock from the renowned company Durakilit, known as simply Dura. For short, just Dura. So this is Dura. Installed. Installed. It's installed on many terminals in some European countries, and one person who is a colleague of mine who works with this recently asked me to test these locks, and thoroughly, to ensure their effectiveness and reliability, and he sent me two locks. One of them is Dura, and I'll show the second one in the next review. I think the second lock is more interesting, but I haven't opened either of them yet. So right now I'm going to focus on this lock. This is the key profile that you should pay attention to, as it highlights the most important aspects and features you need to be aware of. Alright. So, let's take a closer look at the lock itself, examining how it functions and exploring the various features it offers. This lock is designed with a unique mechanism that ensures security and ease of use. When we open it, you'll notice that the pin springs back into place. This action is due to the internal spring mechanism, which is engineered to provide a smooth and reliable operation. The spring-back feature is crucial because it ensures that the lock resets itself automatically, ready for the next use. So look closely and you'll see why it springs back so efficiently and effectively, providing both security and convenience. Because it is pushed out by this thing like this. So, in this lock, there's this spring-loaded piece that pushes it out. Now just a second until we close the lock or push this thing back. I don't know what to call it. The lock won't close. So you see, the key stays turned, meaning the lock is open. And naturally, this piece would have pushed the pin out if it were in place, so we're lowering it now, which closes the lock. Let's see, we press this piece, and the key returned to its original position, meaning the lock is closed. After closing the lock, of course, we'll check right away what happens. Does the ball actually go in? Imagine a scenario where we have a lock that needs to be opened. Is it possible for us to drop a ball with enough force to hit the lock and successfully open it? This method might seem unconventional, but could it actually work in practice? So let's take a look at this particular moment. If the ball can be dropped, then it makes sense to perhaps carefully hit this lock from below with something heavy and see if it opens or not. But the ball can't be dropped, which is very good. Like many Chinese locks, even if you close the lock itself, this ball keeps moving, which means you can open the lock by hitting it. The ball is spring-loaded and just moves away, releasing the locking element. So, let's move on to testing. I think this is a really good lock in terms of having some kind of protection, which is great. Now let's see how well it's protected against picking and how quickly we can open this Dura. So, the lock is very small. I really don't like picking small locks at all. Indeed, I have one lock that hasn't been picked yet, and I need to make a tool to pick it, but I really don't want to do that. And for now, this lock remains unpicked. I'm going to pick it using this kind of tension wrench. So, on one side, my tension wrench is sharpened specifically for small locks, because if we even try to insert this lock, or rather the wrench into the keyway of the lock, we can't do it. So we take a specially sharpened tension wrench and insert it into the keyway of our lock. So, look, now the shape of the cylinder itself. Perhaps we will need a thin, narrow pick with a tip that is not too bent, so that we can squeeze through and press all the pins. That is, this pick most likely won't work for us because the nose is very curved and we'll hardly be able to manipulate this pick in the depths of the well. So essentially we're specifically taking this kind of pick which will be easier to work with in a small keyway in particular. Let's take a closer look to assess how long this lock can maintain its integrity and strength under various conditions. We will evaluate its durability over time. Alright, let me just carefully set up the camera like this. After camera setup, and let's give it a try. The keyway is pretty challenging. It's small in size and quite hard to push on those pins. Let's switch the pick to something different. We need a thinner pick to get the sound just right. Alright. Let's give this new pick a try and see how it changes the tone. We're taking this kind of pick. It's significantly thinner, noticeably, but tip is more curved in comparison to previous models and designs, which makes it more ergonomic and user-friendly. No, we can't use this pick either. Let's explore the different possibilities and techniques associated with this type of pick. We will look into its unique features and potential uses, as well as the advantages it offers in various situations. And as you can clearly see, as soon as we carefully maneuvered our way to the keyway of the lock, the mechanism of the lock responded immediately and opened up for us with ease, demonstrating the effectiveness of our approach. So, the lock is open because we have successfully entered the correct combination. Of course, let's do it traditionally, which means we will follow the age-old method of unlocking, so it won't be a random pick that lacks precision and purpose. Alright, let me do it this way, which involves a careful and deliberate approach, and you'll be able to see it when it pops out with a satisfying click. Just like that, the mechanism works smoothly. So, let's examine. In this particular and detailed context, if European money is securely protected, just a second, first you need to press. It's indeed a very thin keyway. And as you can clearly observe, the lock is indeed open and accessible. This lock is designed to be forgiving, allowing even those with minimal experience in lockpicking to successfully open it. It doesn't demand a high level of skill or precision, making it accessible to a wider range of users. Now let's carefully and thoroughly check this lock for efficient and effective raking. Here. So generally, in most cases, you should always check with raking first as a precaution and ensure that everything is in order. But I was still intrigued and interested to pick this lock with lock picks to see if it was possible. For this, we're using a rake like this. Here. And let's try to open this small, tiny little lock using raking. So, we are facing a challenge, because we might not be able to reach the very last pins with the rake tool we are using. At this point, what we are going to do is attempt to turn it around. Fortunately, it seems that this approach is not working as expected. No, raking is not it. This is not about this lock. On the way. Let's try again. And as you can see, we even opened this little lock with a technique known as raking, which involves manipulating the pins inside the lock. Overall, what can I say about this lock? The lock itself is not only beautiful in its design, with a sleek and shiny exterior, but it might even serve its purpose effectively, since it says hardened on it. This suggests it is made of a durable material, potentially making it suitable for securing small items or areas. For anyone who possesses a strong proficiency in the English language, here is the detailed inscription. It includes the Dura logo, which is prominently displayed. In summary, Dura successfully passed the evaluation, and we can confidently say it did so with the metaphorical use of lockpicks, indicating a clever and skillful approach. Let's try again. And it showed better results, of course, than Elbor, which is a well-known brand in the industry. Yeah, and we opened it again. We even opened it again with raking. We were pleasantly surprised by the results. The process was repeated multiple times to ensure accuracy. So the locks themselves are beautiful. The beauty of the locks is truly remarkable and noteworthy. Here you can hang these locks in crowded places. So, it'll be a pleasure to look at. So, if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. In the next video, I'll show you the lock we're going to pick right away. It's probably going to come out tomorrow. This is the Audi lock, which is also a lock that was requested for testing, and tomorrow we'll do a review on it. These are also the locks that are hung on payment terminals in some European countries, and tomorrow we'll do a review on it. These are also the locks that are hung on payment terminals in some European countries. That's it. All the best. Leave your comments, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss the next videos.